Okay, I am Teresa. I'm Mom's second daughter from her first husband before she married Daddy. Um, what's your relationship with her like? Um, Mom's always been my mom. I love her. She's always been caring, nurturing. She was always taking care of kids, working very hard. She used to work a full-time job and then come home and take care of the family, take care of all of us. She was always there for us. Whenever we wanted to discuss anything with Mom, it was very easy to discuss with Mom what we couldn't discuss with Dad. What's your favorite story? My favorite story of Mom is when we were getting ready to go to the drive-ins when we were little. She would make popcorn for us, but she had this great big old pan and a bag on the floor, a paper bag, a big brown paper bag, and on the gas stove she would put oil in that big old container, put popcorn, and shake it until all the popcorn was made, empty it out into the bag. Then she'd do it 2 or 3 more times because there were so many of us kids. And she had to make a lot of popcorn for the drive-in. So that's one of my favorite memories of Mom. What's your favorite phrase to describe Mom? Phrase to describe her? I think, when I think of Mom, it's probably Mother Earth. I know that sounds kind of funny, but Mother's always been kind of earthy, very nurturing, like Mother Earth would be. She had so many children, took care of so many children. She was just like fruit of the earth. What can you say? How has she inspired you? I think Mom became inspirational to me because she showed me the kind of parent I wanted to be. I wanted to be loving and nurturing. And Mother said when she grew up, she didn't get a lot of hugs because her mother abandoned her when she was 5 years old. She had to go live with Grandma Arcelia. So even though she knew Grandma Arcelia loved her, she wasn't a huggy-feely kind of grandmother. So I decided, by hearing Mother's stories, that I wanted to become a huggy-feely kind of mom and grandmother and person. Because when we were little, Mom wasn't used to affection, so she wasn't real huggy-feely with us on a daily basis. Even though we knew she loved us, yes, we would kiss goodbye and hello, but just to all of a sudden go up and get a hug from Mom or give Mom a hug and have that be okay, she wasn't real comfortable with that. And that's because of her upbringing. But because of that, it showed me the kind of mother I wanted to be. And I am a huggy-feely kind of mom. And I liked hugs, all of a sudden hugs, giving them and getting them. So that's what I learned from Mom. That's what inspired me. She showed me the mother I wanted to be. What's something people don't know about Mother? I guess that Mother was Grandpa was a very domineering kind of personality, and Mother was really kind of laid back and quiet, but she would get her way a lot of times. When Frank and I were in junior high and high school, Grandpa was very strict about letting us go out. And I can remember Mother arguing with him to let us go to a dance. And we couldn't be out past 10 o'clock. And the dances would start like at 8 or 7, something like that. So we couldn't stay out past 10. So Mother would tell him, well, you know what, Raymond? They need to go out. And so I'll be taking them to the dance and picking them up. So you don't have to worry about it. So there were ways that Mother was very strong, and she didn't let Daddy get the best of her, or best her. She would stick up for us and help us have a good time as teenagers, because Daddy was very strict. So that's I guess something that people don't know too much about Mom. When she felt she needed to be strong, she was. What lessons have I learned from Mom? God, so many. I think from Mom, it's always been a love of God, because I can remember being a little girl and living on the south side, and Daddy was in Korea, or Daddy was gone for whatever reason, but every Sunday she'd take us to church, and I can remember it raining, unpaved streets, muddy, but we would walk 15 blocks to Our Lady of the Angels Church and walk 15 blocks back home through the rain, through the mud, on hot days, cold days, whatever kind of weather it was. I felt like, they would talk about mailmen through rain and sleet and snow and hail, being faithful. That was Mother to God, being faithful and making sure that we received our sacraments and went to church every Sunday. So I think Mother was like God's mailman, because she was that faithful. So that's the lesson I learned, to always keep a love of God. And I know that I'm not a perfect Catholic. I'm still Catholic, I'm not a perfect Catholic. But I have a love of God that doesn't stop, and that's because of my mother. Message to Mom. Gee, I don't know if I can say it without choking up. Mom, I appreciate the person that you are, the person that you've shown me that I need to be. I'm grateful for your love and support all these years. I'm so grateful to God that you are my mother. You've shown me so much about life and so much about what I want to be, what I've wanted to be, and how I can be that. So for all that, I thank you. And I love you. You're a big part of who I am, and I appreciate that a lot. So I love you, Mama. That's all.